What's up, everyone? It is Nate here from Truly Daebak with another episode of the QueendomCast, the podcast where we discuss Queendom, the Mnet not survival show. I don't remember what we were calling it. Competition show, I guess. Between girl groups. The greatest TV show of all time. If you don't know what Truly Daebak is, we are a YouTube channel that does a long-form podcast about K-pop and the Korean entertainment industry. We also do random other stuff like this. So yeah, check us out, subscribe, like, share, follow us on Twitter, review us on iTunes, and of course join our Discord, which is Mucho Lit.
Mucho Lit.
That is where Sam came from. Jakari we've known a long time, but we'll get there. I'll intro them in a second. But yeah, Discord's an awesome place. You can come hang out with us, talk to us about what you think of K-pop stuff, and just hang out with a bunch of awesome people and talk about pretty much anything. Because we have channels for pretty much most off-topic types of things you would want to talk about.
Yep.
So now I'll introduce my hosts. We have Sam, who is my other regular host.
Hello.
She is one of our Discord mods, who's been on the Daebak cast a few times now, and really loves Oh My Girl.
Yes.
So that's why she's here.
Same.
And joining us is a special guest this week, and maybe we'll have him continuously on, because why not? We have Jakari from the Unpretty K-pop podcast.
Hey!
Long
podcast in the world.
Yeah, long overdue. You were basically our first Twitter K-pop podcast friend.
All because of Card.
All because of Card. Who we've all forsaken at this point, basically.
Oh Lord. I'm so happy to be here for this historic occasion. I'm happy to be breaking down barriers and diversity and being the first podcast.
That's true. You're the well. I mean, we had Andrew at least. He was covering a minority.
I forget that he's a person of color as well. But yes, I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to talk.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long time coming. We're still gonna have you on Daebak cast whenever Luna comes back, but they keep postponing it, which is what's ruining. You were supposed to be on in June or whatever when that ballad album was gonna come out, and then it just never came out. So who knows when Luna's coming back?
Nope, don't know. But I'm excited to be here. I'm gonna work hard. I took notes.
Yep. Okay. So if you don't know what Queendom is, it is an Mnet competition show between 6 girl groups or 5 girl groups and 1 solo singer.
Bomb is a whole group.
She's a whole group. Okay, so 6 girl groups that are basically all gonna release a song on the same day, which is October 31st, I believe. They mentioned. And they're gonna tally up points of sales on all those singles plus points they earn throughout the show, and kind of declare a winner. And then the winner gets a whole comeback episode of M Countdown. So they'll get basically their own solo M Countdown, where they'll do a bunch of performances. So yeah, this is episode 3. If you haven't watched episodes 1 or 2, those cover the first.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. Those cover the first 4 episodes of Queendom. This episode will be covering episodes 5 through 7 of Queendom. So basically the subunit round. But before we get started, I know Jakari wanted to go over his thoughts on the groups because he is new and you guys might not know his affiliations like you do, Sam and mine.
Yes, I'm excited. Okay. So, first group, Lovelies. All right. Second group.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
that's I was expecting worse.
I mean, I'm trying to be holy because I know this is a Christian podcast, so I don't want to be
This is just like our. Well, it's a Christian podcast, but we have a Jewish Discord server.
Yes.
Let's see. I-DLE, I love them. Talented, a lot of stage presence. Sujin has recently become my bias. She's like a black hole for my eyes. Like, I always pay attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is it? Mamamoo. I love Mamamoo. They have like distinct characters. Like Hwasa is sassy. Solar is like fun and flirty. Moonbyul is a lesbian, and Wien. I like Wien a lot, but she's like the designated driver for Mamamoo. Like,
she's chill.
Yeah,
yeah, she's there. So, but Mamamoo, they've been doing pretty good. I really like them, which I knew they would do great. Now let's see, AOA. AOA, in my opinion, is proof to why, like, girl groups with like charisma will kill any boy groups, because there's just like something about like femininity that is like unmatched, and boy groups can't do. So AOA, they're lit. They've always been lit though. Oh My Girl. A lot of people sleep on Oh My Girl, and recently I've come around to seeing how great they were.
Yes.
They haven't put out a bad single. They have pretty good discography, like with their CDs, and every opportunity that they've had on the show, they have killed it. They've taken every opportunity to be great. So I really like that.
Yes.
And then we got the Queen bombshells in the house.
Which face is that?
Oh yeah, which bomb face?
This is actually the face from Fallen in Love. So this is face number 3.
Okay. Which one's your favorite?
Face number 2 with red hair.
2 hair. Okay.
Yeah, face number 2 with red hair. Listen, I'm so happy to see this show because everyone in Korea, I guess, reacts to Bomb's vocals the same way I react. Every time she opens her mouth. I know. And all of y'all hate her, so.
I have said nothing but nice things.
Not you, Sam. Not you. But Nathan.
He's talking about me.
And everybody else on Discord that rated 21 so low.
I didn't rate 21 so low because of her, and I don't hate her. 21's just not my thing.
She's not the member of 21 that I have a problem.
Yeah, Sam doesn't like CL. Same as me. But
we'll this is another conversation another day.
Although you're probably not going to like me this episode, but we'll get there.
It's okay.
Well, I'll explain myself. So yeah, that if you don't know Jakari, like I said, he's the biggest Park Bomb stan in the world. So this was perfect to have him on.
I'm ready.
If you come into Discord, you can ask him his Park Bomb face ranking. Because I think there's 6 of them so far, right?
There's been 6 faces.
So
this face right here is actually becoming one of my favorites.
Is it?
Because it like moves. It's expressive. What?
That's a good thing for faces to be able to do. So
she has some pretty heart-wrenching faces, I feel like, with this.
Yeah.
So
okay. Let's get into this. So we're gonna start out with round 2 results. And so last episodes we found out that OMG got the top self-evaluations, right? The self-evaluations we knew. So OMG got top, G-I-DLE and Lovely's got the bottom. But we didn't know the special evaluations or the fan votes. So they said the special evaluations, which were security this round.
Yes.
First, second, and third were all 1 vote apart. And OMG won that as well, as they should have. Because
honestly, that was amazing. Like, I can't even be mad. Even though my favorite performance was Bomb, like, hands down. She was so aggressive. I loved it.
Her little punch.
Yeah, the punch. Yeah.
Oh My Girl definitely deserved that.
Yeah, I thought they did amazing.
Who was second place?
So G-I-DLE got second and Mamamoo got third for that. Which was kind of surprising for me. I expected Mamamoo to be up there, but I was surprised G-I-DLE was there, considering both Sam and I were unimpressed.
Yeah, I would just imagine they have a lot of fans and they would get
Yeah, they're new and
hype.
they're big.
Yeah.
For how new they are, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the AOA should definitely like AOA and Oh My Girl have consistently been like really great.
Yes.
Yep.
Mamamoo was good the first week, but I didn't like the arrangement of this particular song at all.
Yeah.
Lovelies, that was a stupid decision to do Signs. That's not even a song that anybody remembers unless you're like old school K-pop.
Yeah.
So that was a stupid decision. And then G-Idle was just like not memorable at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Fire by 21 is a bad song, and I never knew it.
Maybe. That is entirely possible.
Because I was like, oh wow, this is not good.
Honestly, I mean, Fire might not be the best song, but it is a hype song. You can't deny that it's hype.
I like 21's part version.
Yeah, well, no, I think G-Idle's just didn't work out what they were trying to do. So then for the actual total evaluation, AOA got third, and they were happy about that because they just wanted to improve.
Like before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they got fourth last time, so they're happy that they went up a spot. Mamamoo got second, which is the same as last time. And first was OMG, which we expected because their performance was the best.
A perfect score.
Yeah, they did. So
hands down, like if anybody else would have got first place, I would have been pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they won both the special vote and the self-evaluation vote. And I think they very clearly had the best performance. It was definitely the most unique.
I'm sorry. They performed that song so well that Miju wanted to fight them about it.
Miju just wants to fight everyone, though.
I would have been so embarrassed if like people are like, "Oh wow, this song really is good." I'm like, "Damn it, that's my song." So.
Yeah.
Lovelies was visibly pissed off that they performed that song like that.
I thought it was so funny when Oh My Girl got announced like as the winner. They were like, "Oh, thank you, Lovelies, for the song."
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And they're like, "You could have had our song. Maybe you would have done better." Oh.
Yeah, if you did Closer.
Exactly. Maybe if they would have did an Oh My Girl song.
Oh man, I would have loved to see them do Closer, especially with like Kay's vocals. I think that
exactly.
would have been very good, but whatever. Over it. We're done.
Okay.
Yep. So then for overall, Lovely's got fourth, Bomb got fifth, and G-Idle got sixth.
Bomb was so upset. Like I feel so bad for her.
She was really
give her a hug.
Yeah, her and Lovely's were pretty close. There were like 50 votes. G-Idle was like 500 below them. And then AOA was like 2,000 above them. So it was a pretty big gap from like first, second, third, and the sixth. But like Lovely's and Bomb were really close. So that's it for round two. Basically, we covered all of round two last episode, so go listen to that. But we didn't actually get to find out who won until this episode. So now we'll get into round three. I guess first you put a slide in here. They did like a weird like chat.
Oh, that stupid text message.
Text message thread weird. Thing. Yeah,
it was kind of cute, but like their reactions to the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It just didn't really like. I don't know. It didn't really do anything. It also like.
When it was happening.
There's no way, like, for me, I just assume that's all, like, Mnet BS that they just, like, put in there. Like, that's not a real conversation they had.
They still have, like, videos and stuff, which...
That's
the thing. Like, no one talks like this.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Yeah. It was weird. But then, we'll get into round three. So, round three, it's going to be split into two rounds. There's going to be a normal round, which will come later. And the unit round, which is what we're covering this episode. And then the unit round is also split into a vocal part and a performance part. The vocal unit, it will be 3 different duos of one vocalist from each group. And then the performance unit will be one dancer from each group, all doing a group performance.
I tried to do that in sign language, but it didn't work.
That would be really complicated. It'd be an like ASL interpreter for a podcast.
Oh, that's next level.
No, that's why like the videos this is total sidetrack, but the videos of people that are like ASL interpreters for like rap, like hip hop artists for concerts, and they're just going crazy. It's like Eminem has like the sign language person, and she can sign all of his raps. It's just
impossible. That's too many words.
It's ridiculous.
Plus they like put like like charisma into it. Like you actually
exactly. Like they get into it. Like
they're
they're not just standing there to it. Random side note.
I could do sign language for bomb.
It's just an O.
Oh yeah, she does that a bit.
And then the other thing we learned about round 3 for the normal round is the songs will be suggested by fans.
Pandora's box.
Yeah, Pandora's box, which in Korean is just Pandora's box. So I
remember seeing that was the next round, and everyone was just saying Pandora's box because everyone who had watched it heard it in Korean.
Heard it as Pandora's.
Like, it's Pandora. Yeah. And then finally when I watched the episode, I'm like, okay, it is Pandora. Okay.
Yeah, but there's no F sound in Korean, so they use P. So
it's clever,
Yeah. And then OMG will decide the order for that round, which they like teased, but they didn't actually show. Because that's all next 2 episodes, I assume.
Bomb on Instagram Live, she actually was talking about what song she should sing. I sent her a DM because we're close, and I told her to not sing any YG songs. She had the option to do one of her solo songs off her album Shameful. It's like an upbeat one. I'm like, do that song and let them, but she's difficult.
Do you know which one she ends up doing? Have you seen that spoiler yet?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a YG family song. Is it Taeyang?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a spoiler for people watching this because this is gonna come out after the episode airs.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, because it airs tomorrow. But
unless you're waiting for subs, but that's fine.
You've seen the performances at least, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But she's doing a Taeyang song.
Wrong decision.
Better than a Singri song.
Hey, anyway.
Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. The workshop.
Oh my god.
I have so many notes for the vocalist workshop. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, let's just do a brief let's I know everyone really wants to hear about the performances, so let's try to get through this mess of episode.
I'll kind of just walk through what happened and then we can give our thoughts. So workshop intro. Basically, I'm just gonna go over who got picked for every group. So for I-DLE, Sujin was picked as the dancer and Minnie was picked as the singer. Oh My Girl picked Yua as the dancer and Hyo as the singer. Lovelyz picked Yeon as the dancer and Kay as the singer. Mamamoo picked Moonbyul as the dancer, Hwasa as the singer. AOA picked Chanmi as the dancer and Haejung as the singer. And then Bomb was obviously vocal.
I had no idea who those two were in the AOA.
You didn't know who was who from where?
Chanmi and...
you didn't know Chanmi and Haejung?
Okay. The sad lady.
Haejung. I like Haejung. She was
Haejung's one of the best parts of the show.
She's so good. I love her.
I feel like that's so kind of why she was chosen to go.
Oh yeah, give her more
because she's definitely not the main vocalist.
No, Yuna's the main vocalist.
Yeah. I just want to talk about some of the decisions here on the members sent because I had some confusion.
Yeah.
The biggest ones was that AOA sending Haejung, which I assume is because either Yuna was busy or they wanted some variety. And Yuna seems kind of more relaxed, more laid back, not as...
and I think Yuna as the main vocalist got to showcase her vocals in AOA, where the whole thing was Haejung was I never got to. I'm a good singer, but I didn't get to ever show those vocals in AOA because she was not the main vocalist. So it was kind of she was probably hey, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably told her to go. They were just hey, go and showcase your
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Any group that's going to be popular, you got to fall in love with the members. So I think that was kind of a good strategy on their part.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And then other ones that were interesting, Minnie. Not that Minnie isn't like a vocalist. She is, but she isn't like the main vocalist. That was interesting to me.
Mion has a very regular voice.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking it was also a similar thing of she's more relaxed, laid back, whereas Minnie is has more of a variety kind of potential to her.
Yeah, I think a big thing was because they did show it a little bit before the performance, was like Soyeon was saying that like Minnie has a vocal color that you can't hear in Korea really. So that's like where like like you said, Mion has a voice that's you can hear in K-pop. Where Minnie's vocal color is very unique, and not as common.
The other one was interesting. All of it was kind of just interesting. Same with like Oh My Girl sending Hyojung instead of Sungi, because Sungi is the main vocalist. Hyojung is like
she really?
Yeah, Sungi.
Go watch Girl Spirit.
They're both main vocalists, but Sungi is considered like up more than Hyojung.
They're like okay, I didn't know that. I thought that they were like equal.
Yeah.
Sungi has more of she can do more variety, I'd say, more kind of an ad-libby thing, whereas Hyojung's really good at just doing like the power, like she's very consistent and dependent on like her role. And I think Sungi does more like color to it.
Okay.
So that was an interesting decision to me. I mean, I was happy. I would have been happy with either one.
Yeah.
And then Mamamoo, it's like they have 3 vocalists, so it was just kind of interesting. That's like, okay, they sent Hwasa.
Also, it seems like Wheein and Solar are super busy because they're like not in half of the shots of the show.
Yeah, Wheein has the health stuff going on, and then I guess Solar was busy because she wasn't on the bus, I think, but she came later.
Yeah, she's old. We're like born in 1991, and I just like no energy to do stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the only ones that all the dancers made sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You, I was glad, was healed enough to dance.
Yeah, that's true.
Minnie, but
I can't wait to talk about that, girl. Okay.
What did you think of all the choices of Chikari?
I agree with him. Kay, I always get her confused with like the other girl from Lovelies. I always think of Kay. I can't think of her name. It's like the second main vocalist or whatever.
Sujung?
I always think that that's Kay. But yeah, I don't have any problems with like the vocal lineup or the performance lineup. I think that they were all good decisions.
Yeah, I think it all worked out great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I was happy, but I was surprised but happy that they didn't go with Yuna and AOA. And pretty much all the rest of them I kind of expected. So Hyo and Sungi also was surprising. But for the most part, the rest of them were pretty expected.
Wait, I do have one note here.
Yeah.
Like, deadass, I really thought that Yeon from her group, I thought that was Mion. Yeah, I thought that was Mion. I was like, whoa, I didn't know she could dance like that. I was so impressed. Yeah. And then Sam was like, you know what? Actually, that's not Mion. I'm like, no way.
You're gonna do Yeon dirty like that? Come on.
In my head canon, it's still Mion. I'm way more impressed with Mion than
Yeon's my like number one person on this show, so
Is she really?
Yeah, I love you. She's been my Lovelies bias day one, and
she's becoming, I think, possibly.
I love her. Her voice, I love her voice. It's got that husky nature to it. And then she's just like such a good dancer. Like she's adorable.
Yeah,
definitely
everything
my
about her is
favorite.
great.
I can't wait to talk about her dance either.
Yeah, we'll get there. So let's power through this workshop stuff, like Sam said. But first we'll start with the vocalist workshop. That reminds me.
Okay.
I got a slideshow.
Yeah.
To deal with. So they like started out basically. So they show up at this like super nice house. It's got like a river view. It's got like a swimming pool. They're joking about how they only ever go to nice places like this for work, which was funny.
I always love that about like the K-pop reality shows. They always go to like really nice houses.
Yep.
Airbnb.
But they don't get to relax.
Yeah, exactly. But then they have to work, which was like, they walk in, the first thing they see is like a to-do list. Yeah. So first they have to select partners. Well, I guess first they talk about like what songs they kind of want to do and what genres they listen to.
Yeah.
To just kind of see how they would match up. So I know like Bomb talked about wanting to do Scarecrow because that was originally produced for her.
I just love Bomb so much. She's not gonna let it go.
No, she talked about it so much.
Yeah.
In 2006, when I was about to debut, I recorded the video. She kept saying JYP so many times. Yep. She was like, yeah, JYP wrote this song just for me. You know, I love it though.
Yep.
Do you, boo?
13 years ago. Minnie wanted to do We Don't Talk Anymore by Charlie Puth. Kay wanted to do Save Me From Myself by Christina Aguilera. Hyo wanted One Way Back by Null, or One's Way Back by Null. And then not quite the same song, I don't think.
Should have done that song. It would have slapped.
It's true. Hwasa wanted to do Wish You Were Gay by Billie Eilish.
I've never heard that song before.
I had not, and then I heard it 8 million times during this performance. At least the same part.
I hate it.
And Haejong said she doesn't listen to music often, which was great. And then she picked a Creep cover.
That was so funny to me that she chose Creep.
Yeah, but it was like a chill, like slow cover by Daebak Andrade. Sure. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh,
I wrote it down. But basically, pretty much everyone wanted to work with Hwasa. Hyo didn't think she matched with Minnie well, which I agree with, just because of like their vocal color or like the type of music they want to do. Because Hyo wanted to do a ballad. Minnie didn't want to do a ballad.
Oh, my girl, showing that they're smart. Hyo should
do a
ballad.
No one can ever talk shit about my girl Hyo again, because I will be there to beat every one of y'all's asses. She loves Bomb.
That was so cute. She knew immediately. She was like, I want Bomb. This whole time she's like, I want Bomb.
You know what? That warmed my heart so much.
Yeah, it was nice to see. So yeah, basically how they did it was they each person left individually and went into a room, and then they could figure, but it wasn't random. You could like look into the rooms and see who was there.
I think that's even more rude.
And then and then basically if there was someone you wanted to work with in that room, you could like hang out with them. But then if another person showed up, that person had to like choose. So Hwasa went first. She went into a room. Haejong went second. Yeah, she picked the nicest one, of course. I felt bad for Haejong eventually. We'll get there though. But yeah, Haejong went second and picked Hwasa's room. So they basically like were chilling and talking about what kind of songs they want to do and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Bomb came in and like she originally picked Hwasa's room and like knocked. And then
Bomb was so like passive aggressive.
She was.
Like, she's like, no, it's fine, I'll leave.
Yep.
But you know, like I could, but no, it's fine. I'm leaving. But
like, can I have a Jakari therapy moment right fast?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I recognize that as her like insecurities coming out. Because she's like, I know that people think that I'm difficult, or maybe like she knows what we say about her on like the internet, and she didn't want to put like that pressure on people. So she wanted to kind of like be like, oh, I don't care, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I was so happy when he always went, whatever. I'm from Texas.
Scholar
I'm not gonna say his name right. Hyojung, when she went and chose Bomb deliberately, that made me feel so happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, basically what Sam said, she just walked in and was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'll go in my own room.
And I love how she just goes to sleep. Like she just passes out on the bed.
Yeah. She literally just like, goes on the bed and just like falls asleep, basically.
That's that age.
Then Minnie showed up and adorably picked Hwasa's room, where she just opened the door and she just like screamed because she saw Haejung in there. I fell in love with Minnie during this episode. I don't know. Sam said she gets annoying at some point, but I don't understand.
Her at the beginning, but she kept screaming.
I think it's adorable.
I didn't like that. It was adorable the first 2 times.
No, I was okay with it continuously.
She's also, the youngest there, and you know how I feel about the youngest.
Yeah, you hate the youngest for some reason, but you gotta give her a little bit of a break because she's not Korean, so she's not fluent completely, and like I don't know.
And like her leader is like hardcore. She's like, hey, go in there and you better be cute as fuck.
She was
like, she definitely told her that. I saw it on camera.
So yeah, Minnie showed up in Hwasa's room, and Hwasa basically picked her through rock paper scissors, kind of. Mm-hmm. Basically, she made them close Minnie and Haejung close their eyes and pick either paper or rock, I think, and then whichever one picked the same as her got to stay, and Minnie got picked, so Haejung got kicked out, and then she looked in Bomb's room. And then she's like, I don't know if this is going to work. And basically,
Bomb also pretended to be asleep.
Oh, that's true. Bomb pretended to be asleep. So then she went to her own room, where I felt horribly for her because there's literally... The other 2 have beds, and hers just had this shitty wooden bench with no padding on it. And it was like...
She couldn't even extend her legs.
Yeah, it wasn't even like big enough for her to like lay down on. I mean, she's pretty tall, but like it was a small bench.
I wonder if that was like... devil editing, because they made her look crazy as shit, like sitting there, like
it
was like so disheveled and stuff. I was like, she looks like a cat lady.
Yeah, I feel like they also made it seem like it was so much longer than it probably was, but actually I don't know. It could have been even longer because
of all the TV stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no AC in there.
I felt so bad for her.
I did too. Oh yeah, so she didn't think she could handle Scarecrow. That's why she didn't pick Bomb. Yeah. She didn't think she'd be good enough for that song.
And she was fucking right.
Kay picked Hwasa's room and brought Kimbap and was super straightforward with Hwasa.
Kay is a Slytherin.
100%. Kay is 100. And that episode, that whole series of events, 100% she's a Slytherin.
That's 100% like shit that I would do.
She was so forward.
And that's not what I would do.
I would definitely bake shit and be like, hey, everybody, this is just for you. No, she was crazy. She's actually insane.
Yeah, so then Hwasa picked Kay because of how forward she was.
Passion.
Yeah, passion. So she kicked Minnie out. So then Minnie went to Bomb's room because they worked together kind of before with Fire and Han.
Han, yeah.
I didn't want that to happen. I was hoping that Minnie and Bomb did not end up together.
Yeah. Just because you wanted they go to a good.
It would have been the 2 most unique voices together.
Yeah, that's true.
I also didn't want Bomb to end up with Hwasa either.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like that'd be too much in one song. So I was happy with that.
Yeah. So then Minnie was hanging out with Bomb. And then Hyojung came over. Or Hyojung first, I think she peeked into Hwasa's room and then just said no, basically.
She walked out. That's when I fell in love with her. I'm like, whoa.
She had her mission.
Yeah.
She knew what she wanted.
So then she went to Bomb's room, and then so Bomb had to pick between her and Minnie, and Bomb had horrible decision paralysis, so she went and pulled Haejung into her room and was like, let's just talk this out and figure this out between the 4 of us.
Wisdom. That was so smart. Wisdom.
And Bomb eventually picked Hyo because Hyo wanted to do a ballad, and Minnie did not.
Oh yeah, because Bomb and Minnie were trying to talk, and Bomb was like, okay, maybe I'll do another song. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Bomb was gonna.
Me as myself.
Yep.
I don't listen to I have a brother who's 16 years old, and whenever he's showing me his new music, I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm like, I felt the same way as Bomb did. I'm just like, ooh. new pop music. Don't like it. But she tried her best.
Yeah. But then when she heard that Hyo wants to do it, she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Once she heard that Hyo wanted to do a ballad as well.
She wanted to make her dreams come true.
Yep. So then Minnie and Haejung ended up being the leftover team. They were both rejected by Hwasa. And it was super awkward at first.
How do y'all feel about the specific team ups? Do you think that they should have, in retrospect, do you think they should have changed?
This was, to me, the best outcome.
Yeah.
Just thinking of how their vocal colors, what they all wanted. Like, this to me, I think was the best outcome.
Yeah, I agree. I could see switching. Like, I think Hyo and Bomb probably had to work together, but I could see switching the other two teams.
That's
like
what
I could see like Haejung in Hwasa and then K and Minnie might have been interesting.
That too.
I think that the reason I would do Minnie and Hwasa is because Minnie has like the charisma that song kind of needed. K hasn't. And I think that K would have done really good on Instagram with Haejung.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think
the only switch I would make.
Any permutation of those two teams would have been good, but I think like Hyo and Bomb probably should have had to go together because they both wanted ballads, and I don't think they would have done nearly as well on the other two types, like the other two types of songs.
The only other person I think who could have maybe gone with Bomb was K. Just
K.
They're all like the ballad voices.
Yeah. K can definitely do ballads, but I agree with that pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. And then the last thing, basically, well, not the last thing, but there was 10 minutes for final adjustments, where Bomb decided to do a hidden camera prank on Hwasa and like make her and Hyo come down to Hwasa's room and pretend that they want to be with Hwasa to like stress Hwasa out, so she has to pick up between people. And then Haejung and Minnie ended up having the same idea and came down.
No, I think that Minnie was dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Minnie probably was serious. But
I loved Kay's reaction. You could just see the panic.
Kay was so scared. She's like, no. She thought she was locked in.
Mine.
And she was being a creepy stalker lady. That is not the Kay I know from Girl Spirit. She was so timid.
I hope a lot of this is part of just the Mnet editing.
I think it probably was. I think they probably took.
It seemed like she really was just talking forever and ever and ever.
Yeah,
some of it is definitely her just being like, "Yeah, Hwasa, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep."
Yeah.
Like, Kay, no. Oh.
That girl's crazy.
I don't know what happened to her, but maybe they just didn't. Maybe JTBC is just much nicer at editing, and that's why we didn't find out that that's what she was like during Girl Spirit.
They're trying to protect her image.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if y'all ever watched Glee, but she reminds me of Glee.
You cut out.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen Glee, but Kay reminds me of Rachel Berry. Glee.
Yeah, I could see that.
I've seen Glee, but it's been so long I don't remember
the main girl.
The main girl. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. With the nose.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Where were we on my notes? I'm lost. We're
now on what would be, I guess, the next episode.
Here's Minnie going. Slideshow. Minnie going to the Bomb's room. Kay poking Hwasa. Okay, we're Haejung being alone. Sorry, I totally forgot about this. I knew I would. I always do.
I mean, you did pretty good though.
I was doing okay before, but okay, yeah. We're on picking songs.
Like put like a star or something in your notes. Like
I meant to, and then I forgot. I was gonna bold like the notes that I needed to switch.
It's fine.
And then
Who's watching us anyway?
Nobody's watching the slideshow.
Oh my God.
So they blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. So then they chose group names and songs. So basically Hwasa and Kay chose Wish You Were Gay by Billie Eilish. They thought their like contrasting tones would work well.
I did not. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? We'll get to the performance. Yeah, we'll get there. Hyo and Bomb chose Scarecrow by Lee High. They want to do an emotional ballad.
I mean, actually, Bomb. Get it correct.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying
originally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, by Park Bomb.
I recorded it
and made a music video 13 years ago. And then Hyejung and Minnie were super awkward, and they couldn't even pick a group name or a song.
They took a while to pick a song.
Yep. So Kay and Hwasa picked the group name 99 because they're both born in 99, and then it became Ogu Ogu, and that made me really sad because of Gugudan. Why? Gugudan Ogu Ogu, so good.
Okay.
Yep. Wrong. That was not the right song, but
we like do.
Yeah, it's Gugudan, not Pristine.
That's Pristine.
Oh. Well, either way, R.I.P.
It's Ice Chew. Yeah. You're supposed to sing Ice Chew.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that? I thought you were a Gugudan fan.
I'm not a Gugudan Ogu Ogu fan.
Oh, okay. You didn't like Ogu Ogu. Okay. Anyways, yes. Then Hyo and Bomb went with Bomb and Jung, and then they tried to combine their. Yeah, they tried to combine their group greetings into a greeting and failed like 800 times at doing it.
I just relate to Bomb's old lady in it. That's like my energy on a daily basis.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot.
Yep, especially with Hyo there. Because, Hyo suggested like a million changes, and Bomb just wanted to do the original song. And then eventually Hyo just gave up. Well, I mean, for Scarecrow. Like, Hyo wanted to like completely change how the song sounded and a bunch of different things. And Bomb's like,
keep it like the original.
Yep. And then Hyo eventually just gave up. She's like, whatever, we're gonna.
I love Bomb's like she knows what she wants, and she's just like.
Well, she wants to sing this song.
I respect her passion.
She's an adult. Yep. She's not even an adult. She's an adult. That's how old she is.
Yeah.
Adult. Hyojung killed it in practice. Side note, just random note. Yeah. Hwasa and Kay had similar ideas, and wanted to keep the song like as much like the original as possible, so that they could focus on their vocals, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Minnie and Hyejung were struggling to choose a Western or a Korean song. Eventually, Don Spike, a famous producer, showed up to help them all out, and he helped them decide on Instagram by Dean, which I think was a good choice. But we'll get there.
It was good.
So that's it for vocal workshop, kind of. Well, there's more later, but that's once everyone's combined. So, any other thoughts on the vocal workshop stuff?
No, just that Kay is a weirdo.
Kay is a weirdo. It's a good thing to end on. So next we'll get to the dance workshop. And I should change the slideshow now.
Yeah.
So, dance workshop. First, they had to pick a unit name. Yeon is ridiculous and came up with the 8 million ideas. And they're all
that energy.
I know, she's adorable. I love her so much. But she just had all these like ridiculous, crazy ideas. And they just were all completely overwhelmed by her. Eventually, they ended up picking Puzzle, which is a rejected Oh My Girl name, and then adding 6 to the front of it, since there are 6 of them, even though this whole time there were 5 of them until the very end. Because of things, but we'll get there. And then Yua came up with this fancy hand movement.
Genius Yua. So cool, right?
Yua may be the coolest idol I've ever seen in my life. Like, she just really, like, the way she sits, like, her overall attitude is just cool. I like that a lot. I didn't know this.
He was awesome.
Yep.
She's like my second ult, so yeah.
She may be one of my ults. All of Oh My Girl actually is my ult. Benny is my bias of Oh My Girl, but it's probably gonna change.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them in my top 10. It's fine.
Jiho's my bias, but she's funny.
Oh, also, can we just talk about how hilarious it would have been if Mamamoo was actually called Belly Button?
Oh yeah, their names. Some of those rejected names, I'm so glad were rejected.
It's not that much worse than Mamamoo. At least we know what a belly button is. What the hell is a Mamamoo?
I don't know. I'm fine with like just nonsensical stuff, but yeah, belly button. I love that she pointed at it like.
Yeah. Well, because they're like, what does that mean? Because it was in English.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, that's tough. So then, they had to pick a leader. Sujin. They mentioned Sujin, but she was way too shy. And
because they were like, because she was the youngest. They're like, oh, do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, do you? And then they asked Yeon because she's also the youngest of her group.
Yeah, it was.
But everyone was like, we can't handle you as our leader. She was too aggressive.
Moonbyul definitely,
Yeah, so everyone picked Moonbyul. It made sense. She's the oldest. She was the leader of Girls Next Door, which Yua was also a part of. So Yua recommended her. Yeah, Deep Blue Eyes. Go listen to that song. It's amazing. She reluctantly agreed because she doesn't like being the leader, but she had no choice, basically.
No, none at all.
Yep. Let's see, what else do we have? So then they talked about what type of like songs they want to do. Yeon and Yua mentioned wanting to do girl crush stuff since they're usually stuck with cute images.
Yes, Yua wants to break free from that image.
Yeon's the same. Every time she gets like a solo performance for concerts and stuff, it's always like either sexy or girl crush or something. Yeah. And that makes sense because all the other girls very much fit girl crush more than like a cute, fun image anyway. Like if they did a like peppy like pop song, it would not fit Moonbyul or Sujin or Chanmi very well. So it made sense that Yeon and Yua changed it up instead. And then they decided, since they can't showcase their like individual talents, they each would do like a really short solo performance, and then come together as a group for the end.
Oh, that's one of those things where like they made it sound like that was some decision they came across. That's totally what Mnet just wanted.
Oh yeah, 100%.
From this,
they walked in there with the papers and
they were like, yep.
Yeah, because it's like how they couldn't even practice this together. Like the short
exactly.
amount they had, so it was clearly like you guys are all gonna do some sort kind of performance, and then you'll come together. Yeah.
Yep. So then Leah Kim showed up from 1 Million to help produce the performance. So she did the choreography for the song.
I like her.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, it was really cool to see her, like, because I've only seen her from, like, her videos.
Actual dance performances.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool to actually, like, see her, like, as a person, I guess, than just, like, a choreographer dancer.
Yeah.
Yep.
She wasn't as tough as I thought she'd be. I thought she'd be, like, really, like, and I feel like she held it back a little bit.
Oh, she probably did.
Yeah.
She probably didn't want to, like, go all out on them on TV.
Yeah.
She probably cursed out Moonbyul. But we'll
get we'll get to that. So then, they just talked about the songs they want to do for their solo performances. Sujin wanted to do Senorita. Yeon picked an OST song to do like modern dance stuff. Yua picked Smooth Criminal. Leah Kim wanted Moonbyul to have a sword-based dance, which was interesting. That was a weird, random thing. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there. And then the group performance would have like they originally mentioned having like a Queen theme, that didn't end up happening, other than the crown hand choreography that every group does now.
It's so in right now.
It's the year. It's this year's like it choreography, 100%.
I don't know how to do it.
And they chose between 16 Shots by Stefflon Don and Power by Little Mix. They voted and picked Power.
Yeah, 16 Shots would have been kind of hilarious, I think. I don't know.
They should have done that.
It was so, I think Power very much fit their image more, but 16 Shots would have been super interesting and weird.
I thought they were talking about Power by Kanye West at first. I was like, oh, that's going to be weird.
Yeah. So then the other members showed up basically. So Sunkyu showed up and emceed the trip, got them on the bus. They made them sit in random seats to be forced to mingle, which was great.
Yeah.
My favorite interaction was Shua saying the oldest is the most charismatic to Baby Soul.
That was, yes.
I was like, you're telling me Baby Soul's the most charismatic member.
This is especially funnier if like you're in our Discord and we have a Lovelyz fan in our Discord, and
just one
does not he doesn't care for Baby Soul too much because she's not very charismatic.
Yep.
And it was just so funny because it's like kind of a meme now.
Yep. I was laughing so hard. So then they did like a word chain game. Baby Soul lost first. Her and Shua had to say awkward things to each other. And then they showed up at the retreat location basically. Where they all started cooking. And it turns out Sujung and Binny are really bad at making kimchi jjigae. So luckily Yuna showed up and saved that.
She seems like such a mother too.
Oh yeah, well, because she's like one of the oldest people there, so she basically is. And then Seung-hee very loudly makes rolled omelets. She was just like screaming as she rolled them. She did do it really well. I would have
destroyed that. Like it would have been a mess, but she killed it.
Yep.
We have to do that in like culinary training, like
a French that's right. You're a chef, right?
So I'd be cooking. Yeah.
Yep. So then, they all pretty much loudly. So this was all the other members were cooking, and then the members from their street showed up, and they all just loudly reunited, even though they were away for 3 hours.
So adorable. Like, how they just reunite with their group.
Yep. Like Yeon showed up, and all of Lovelyz just started screaming, hugging her. Like pretty much all of them were like that. And it's like, we've been gone for 3 hours. Like,
they made it seem like it's been like ages, and then I'm like, wait, they're in the same outfits. Like, what?
It's just basically the other girls left earlier that day, and had to do a retreat thing, and then the rest of the group showed up later. And then Don Spike showed up and made barbecue for them, and I was like, oh my god, he made actual American barbecue. When they say barbecue, I just assume it was Korean barbecue, but he made ribs. So
I mean, I don't want to like say anything bad, but Don Spike would not pass the drug test, so I hope that nobody. I can just tell by his face.
Oh, I mean, what are you gonna do? He's a K-pop music producer. Well, he's not even K-pop though. He does more of like R&B stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So then they all gathered in their groups and talked about the day and how they got closer and stuff. Haejung broke a bench, which was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen AOA really interact with each other besides like K-pop season. I really like them together.
Yeah, they are good. And then they did self-evaluations for the vocal groups, just do like short little performance to see who would win.
I also just like to add that I loved how Bomb was hanging out with Oh My Girl.
Oh yeah. She had no one else.
Cute. Like she's like on the couch with them.
Coming out with the children. It was great.
Yeah, that was really good. So then they gathered and all the vocal groups did like short performance. They did a self-evaluation. Hwasa and K went first, but they actually sang Senorita instead. Basically to just throw everyone off. I thought they did a really good job considering that wasn't their actual song they were performing. So considering
maybe if they had practiced their actual song, they wouldn't have performed the way that they did. I don't know.
We'll get there. I don't think they were as bad as you're making them out to be, but we'll get there.
It's gonna be interesting talking.
Yes, it is.
We'll get there.
Next, we had Haejung and Minnie, and they had to compliment each other because they were being super awkward. Sunkyu asked them their concept, and Minnie said it was cute, and Haejung was surprised because she's like, "This is the first time I've heard of this." So then they did Instagram, and then Bom and Jung did their greeting. Bom forgot how to do it. And then they also had to compliment each other awkwardly. And then they sang Scarecrow. And Hyo almost started on the wrong beat. Yep. But Bomb stopped her.
Bomb was like, nope.
Yep.
She's like, I've been waiting 15 years to see this. You don't get it right.
Don't screw it up. Yeah, and then afterwards, Hyo tried to play it off like she was doing that on purpose to make them look like they were worse than they were. She's like, what are you doing, Hyo? Everyone knows you almost screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that basically they all voted, and Minnie and Hyejung got first. Kay and Hwasa got second, and Bomb and Hyejung got third. But that was just like themselves evaluating or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll get to actual performances.
Ooh.
And pre-performance stuff.
Yeah.
So first we have Bomb and Hyejung.
They had the best chemistry, in my opinion. Just like talking and hanging out.
Yeah.
Like the heart.
Yeah, that was really nice.
When Bomb grabbed her and embraced her,
yeah.
Sam, Shy Guy is whooping your ass.
Oh, that's what he does.
Yeah, but Bomb and Jong, gold couple. I love it.
Yes.
So yeah, it started out. So Bomb's fans got her a coffee truck.
That was so cute.
So they were just like hanging out there talking, and then. Yeah, they're talking about the song, and like you were saying, Jakari, Bomb still remembers how JYP explained this song to her, even though he did it once 13 years ago. She's like, this is seared into my brain, and I will not let this go.
She probably thinks about that every day.
Oh, she 100% thinks about that every day.
Like, I think about Chanmi, and I'm like, man, I hate that bitch. I'm like, I'll never let her go. We're the same. I think about Beast, and I'm just like, wow, there's
Also, he's not talking about Chanmi from AOA. He's talking about a different Chanmi. He does not hate Chanmi from AOA.
I don't even know Chanmi from AOA. So
she's the dancer from AOA.
Yeah,
but then
with Bomb and like Bomb's like, what are the struggles you've had? You've had struggles, and they have like this whole counseling session, and like Hyo's trying to keep it together. She's like, no, I just try to be positive.
She's like, I'm positive. I try to forget about all those horrible things.
She starts crying, and then Bomb starts crying, and then they just like embrace.
Yep, and then Hyo does this whole like, she has her whole like solo cam thing talking about how she's like always super lonely, or she has like hide it and stuff. It was.
You're an angel, Bomb.
It was very emotional. But yeah, so because Bomb was trying to say like those are the types of emotions you need to like think of when you're singing the song or whatever, to give it like the emotional power it needs. Okay, so let's get to actual performance then. So it starts out. I really liked the lamps, like on the dark stage. Like I thought that gave it like a nice lighting. A good mood, and yeah,
I feel like she started off key. I think like the very first couple of notes, she key.
Oh really? I did not notice.
I didn't notice,
but I'm not as musically inclined.
I'll have to pay attention to that next time.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe re-listen and see if I can notice. So do you guys want to go first? What did you guys think? Yes, Jakari, you could go first.
I'll go first. Okay. So here's the thing. Bomb's voice is just like so unique. Normal singers sing like if they were singing Bomb's original song, oh, that's a normal singer. Bomb is like, oh. So when she came in, like after Jung was singing, it was just like such a dynamic difference in the song. Mm-hmm. So I think that was cool. I really liked it. And then during the interlude where the piano kind of broke down, and then she was like, oh, wow. And then like the music stopped. I lost it. Like, I don't know. Like Bomb's voice just gets to me. And then the rest of it was bad.
Okay, at least I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sword Art Online. They skip all of those levels. I'm like, wow, this is a great show. This is the best series finale of all time. I've never watched anything else Sword Art Online has done, and that's how I feel about that song. Yeah. After she's like, oh wow, the song is done to me. I do know Mom got like emotional.
Yeah, she cried at the end.
Yeah, she was crying at the end. Yeah.
She was crying like the rest of the song after that, so it wasn't like great. It was emotionally powerful and my favorite performance of the night. But if I'm being like fair and like judging, it was not a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first half was a 10 up to the, as I said, oh wow, up until that. That was
You're like peeking your mic out because it keeps cutting out every time you do that.
It does.
I think it can't handle your amazing vocals.
Yeah.
I'll do it softer.
Yeah, okay, that came through. Okay. I think your mic is peaking too loud. You're breaking the limit.
Let me turn. I just talk loud. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're good. I'm just saying it's cutting out, so we're missing out on that amazing voice.
Yeah, I like how you do the.
Yeah, the hand movement really sells it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think, Sam?
Okay, yeah. So I thought they were really great on their own. One of the thing with Bomb's voice is, like you said, she has her own like color, and you can't harmonize with it. You can't sing with it, especially because Bomb, you know, she isn't perfectly on pitch. Like that's part of her flavor. You know, she sings it. She. It's hard to explain, but she just sings, like she feels it and projects it out. That's just how her style is.
That reminds me, Chikari, what did you think of her? How she described how she sings? Did you notice? Do you remember that part? She talked about teaching singers to sing black.
Oh yeah, I was like, Bomb, calm down.
Black music or whatever. I was like, whoa, Bomb.
She was like, you know, I'm a vocal. I'm like, okay, Bomb, you're pushing that girl. You know I love you, but calm down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I hate her vocals, but like, it's not proper singing technique to hold a note. Like, she doesn't hold notes. Like,
no.
That's a held note.
Like,
Bomb is,
Yeah. She definitely also releases her notes more instead of like completing it.
Yeah,
or something. I'm not really explain it.
But yeah.
Sorry for cutting you off, Sam.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, my biggest issue, is when they start singing together, it's no bueno. My other issue is Hyojung is not a head voice singer, and there's this one part in the song where she does her head voice because she goes up for the high note and she switches the head, and it's not good, and then she finishes with the chest voice. And then it gets good, but that's her first switch up. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it
I think
that's when the performance went downhill.
I think that she was taken off like track because I think that her and Bomb were supposed to like do something together, and the fact that Bomb couldn't like perform because she was so emotional kind of like threw her off. I mean,
Bomb
that's
waited possible.
15 years to sing this song on stage. So.
It's true. She filmed the music video.
JYP wrote the song.
JYP wrote that song for her.
I hope that music video just gets leaked.
Oh God, it's probably horrible. Because it's gonna be standard definition. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be early 2000s like music video production. It's gonna be horrible.
I bet Bomb has the music video too, and she
she probably she probably watches it every night before she goes to bed. She's like, this could have been me.
But at the very end, Bomb was definitely had emotions, and you know that affects the singing, And it was so sad seeing them like walk off stage together, because Bomb was like gonna say something, but then like emotions overcame and they just kind of walked off together, and the crowd was chanting "Don't cry." But yeah, like overall, it was a fine performance. You know, like I said, separate, great, together. No.
Okay.
Even Bomb and Lehigh didn't sound good together, so.
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm not. I thought I was gonna get railed on by you two for not.
We're the
two
biased people here.
Exactly.
You know?
I was like, you got the OMG bias and the Bomb bias, but I'm glad. Pretty much echoing exactly what Sam said. Yeah. It was definitely my least favorite performance. But yeah, pretty much echoing exactly what Sam said. I thought they did an amazing job like conveying the emotions, and I think technically like executed it like very well, but their voices just don't fit together, and like you said, nobody's voices fits with Bomb's, and I think she's at a really big disadvantage on the show because of it. Especially this whole round, she's screwed because there was no way she could do a duet with any of them, and then her dancer doesn't even get like her own solo stage, which we'll get to.
I'm ready to talk about that, but
yeah. So like she's completely screwed in terms of points. But yeah, I really don't know what else they could have done, because nobody's voice is really gonna mix well with Bomb's.
A different song, but you know.
Well, that's true. But JYP wrote the song for her. So.
Years to sing that song.
She wasn't taking no for an answer.
Only signed up for a Queen song.
That's true.
I don't see what the other advantage is.
Because there's no other way she could really do it, I guess.
That is 100% true.
Own it, yeah.
And now she's gonna sing it on every variety show, Yu sketchbook.
Yep. And my other issue with it, like, there's no like they're basically damned if you do, damned if you don't. Is like Sam said, they were amazing doing their separate parts, but I didn't like the fact that it was basically Hyo sang like 40% of the song, and then Bomb sang 40% of the song, and then they tried to do 20% together, and it failed horribly. So like they would have failed if they mixed it together, but it really like it wasn't much of a duet.
I'm glad they were smart enough to know that we shouldn't sing together too much. That's true. You know, like.
But I wanted them to, like. Yeah. Because you don't get the same like feeling if they don't.
Like I definitely think they should be singing together. I mean, in general, in this round.
In general,
interaction. But it's hard when these people's voices don't. Really
they just don't fit at all. Like Hyo's voice is so clear, and Bomb, like you said, she just does that. My word for it is she does that embellishing, like that she just does that thing with her voice. So, like it doesn't mix with Hyo's super clear voice. Luckily, I have Jakari here to do examples.
Yeah,
it's like she sings like she's chewing all the time.
yes, that
because
is exactly
most people's mouths are open when they.
Yeah,
it's like a cow.
Hey, that's too far. She's right here. Calm down.
Okay, so any last thoughts on this performance?
No, it was my favorite.
Okay, we will move on. So next we have I-DLE team, which is Minnie and Haejung. First they went to FNC. Well, Minnie went to FNC to like meet with Haejung and talk about what they wanted to do. They were pretty happy with the response they got from the like preliminary like self-evaluation thing. Yeah. Because everyone really liked their performance. For a second they talked about changing the song up, and I'm glad they didn't. They talked about doing a crush. They talked about doing a crush song, but the key was bad and there was a rap section that neither of them could do.
Oh, that was just interesting. They're like, the key is bad. I'm like, you guys have the power to.
I know they could have done it. They definitely couldn't have done the rap, but
yeah,
there wasn't anything. They could have cut it out, I guess. But no, I love they picked Instagram, and Mnet had to bleep Instagram whenever they were talking, but when they're singing, they don't bleep it, so it doesn't matter. Like it didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Minnie had a bunch of ideas, talking about like playing the piano, making it more jazzy, kind of doing like an echo type thing where they each sing the same thing like back to back, and then harmonize after.
And Haejung was just lost the entire time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it worked out. I mean, they actually went with the. I don't think they did the echoey thing.
I don't remember
them doing it, but they definitely made it more jazzy, and Minnie did do the piano stuff, so they went with most of those ideas. And then Don Spike. So during the like rehearsals, Don Spike gave them some like performance tips on like stuff they could do to give a little more stage presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to go in the same order. What did you think of their performance, Chikari?
I thought it was pretty good. Like I didn't know like Haejung before this, but as soon as I heard her singing, I instantly recognized her voice from AOA. Now, like I said, I do think that Key and Haejung would have been a better combination, but I thought that it was great. I thought it was a good performance. Minnie was very cool in that white suit, playing the piano. She a lot of charisma, and I think that shows like kind of G-Idol strength. Like
definitely
kind of like powerful charisma.
Yeah, so, between her doing this and then Soojin's performance, which we'll get to later.
Yeah. So I liked it. It was probably my unobjectively or unbiased, probably the best performance of the night in my opinion.
What about you, Sam?
So okay. I mean, Minnie's voice is very unique. She has a very like cool like timbre to it, and it fits the song very well, right? Like the song and her voice like are kind of perfect for each other. I have this similar issue with this as I did with the other song, where when they start singing together, because Minnie's voice is the way it isn't a clear like pitch. She has like a shakiness to it, so when they start singing and harmonizing, it's I don't know, it's not for me. I think Minnie is great on her own. Haejung was fine. She's not a main vocalist.
She's very just like a standard singer.
Yeah, she is just a sub vocalist in a group to me. Like she sings the notes, but there's not much to her voice. But I think they kind of go well together. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm on the very like big minority of this. Of like, I didn't like this performance too much. I also don't really care for the song in the like in general. I'm not a big Dean fan, so I don't really like the song. But I don't know. Like, I understand why people love it, and like I can respect like how cool it kind of is. Like, yeah, Minnie's voice is very interesting, but I was bored with it by like the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was my least favorite performance of the night. So,
okay. Yeah. Hey, that's what you think. For me, I think it's my favorite. Like you said, I really love Minnie's voice. I thought it fit the song perfectly. I loved how she played the piano at the beginning. Added a little bit of bonus points. And I think their voices went really well together. I agree with what you guys said about Haejung. Like, I don't think she's definitely not the main vocalist, but she can sing. Like, she's good. She just doesn't have like that extra like polish to like take it a step up to a main vocalist.
Like, I don't really remember her in that performance. Really.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, I think Minnie definitely overshadows her just because of how unique her voice is. Yeah. But I think they did really well together. I like how they split the song back and forth. Like I said, unlike what Hyo and Bom did, like they went back and forth throughout the whole song. And I really liked when the song like picked up the beat and they added that jazzy feel, how they like came together. So yeah, I think this was my favorite. I'm actually not the biggest Dean fan either. But I did enjoy this performance.
I'm like 50-50 on Dean. Some songs I really like.
That's true. I'm the same. I like Dean when he's on Hayes songs. That's about it.
Those are like my least favorite Hayes songs.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're not my favorite, but they're probably my favorite Dean songs.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mostly because Hayes is there.
Shut Up and Groove.
Ooh, can agree.
Okay, so let's get to the last one, the last vocal performance, which is 95 or Guo, which is Hwasa and K. They became super close and were messaging each other and voice chatting. And
the way Hwasa says her name,
Gianna. Oh yeah, Gianna. Yeah.
So it's so calming.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Hwasa just kind of got used to how forward K was, I guess. Yeah. So they video call each other. Sorry, what?
I said it's endearing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they had to pretty much decide everything through text and video calls. Because I guess K was in a different province shooting music video or something. So
yeah,
Lovely's come back. Or I guess she was doing her solo stuff. That's right.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Her hair is blonde and stuff.
Yep.
So she was doing her solo.
Yeah. So yeah, they did "Wish You Were Gay" by Billie Eilish. When they introduced themselves on stage, they didn't do the "Ogu Ogu Ogu" part, and I was very disappointed.
I was anticipating it.
I was
ready
too
for it, yeah.
And they were just 95 India or Guo India.
Bomb and Jung did their thing.
Yep. So yeah, that was disappointing. But performance, what do you think, Chikari? You clearly didn't like it based on what you've been saying throughout this episode.
The thing is, it's not that I hated the performance. Hwasa was great because that's just who she is. But Kay was not vocally, whatever. She's a good singer, but she didn't have any energy when she was performing. I think Hwasa, she just has stage charisma. So that's why I think that Hwasa and Minnie would have done that performance a lot better just because of Minnie's stage charisma. But I just didn't like Key in the song. And I don't like that song either. It was kind of trash. The actual song. So I wasn't a fan of the song or their stage chemistry. Because that's a big thing to me. That's basically how I rate every K-pop. Is based on how they perform live. There's no group that I think are bad live performers that I stand. Because it's a big deal to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's basically it. If I had to rank the performance, that'll probably be my least favorite. Last place.
Okay. See, this was my favorite performance.
Was it really? Okay.
I like how we're all completely different orders, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for one, I like the song. I like Billie Eilish, so I like the song. I just love Kay's voice so much in this song. Kay to me was the best part just because I loved her voice. Hearing it like that was, I don't know, it gave me kind of chills. I really loved her voice. I mean, Hwasa's Hwasa, she kills it, I guess. I loved. I mean,
she's I guess she
does the same thing every time.
Yeah, she's Hwasa. You know exactly what to expect. She's not gonna change it up.
To me, I'm bored with it by now. Yeah. I'd like to see her do something different. So I think that's also it kind of with the K thing was this was something different for K, and it was kind of really cool to see her do it, and I thought she did a great job. I'm so used to high pitch K, so to hear the deeper voice K was really good. I just love her voice. I love her voice. And my one complaint about the song was, I guess, a complaint about the performance and a complaint about the song. The song doesn't go anywhere. It really levels off, and there's no
it doesn't swell at all or anything.
It doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
And then it affected the performance, and they kind of talked about this, and I don't think they did a good job at fixing the problem. They're just get up and walk to the crowd and
Yep.
That's something that Kay has no experience doing, so it was silly to do. Because all of Lovely's performances are very structured. And Hwasa was you're a performer, let's just do that. We can do it.
Yeah. I'm also a little, I don't know, Mamamoo, with every performance, we gotta play to the crowd. We gotta play to the crowd.
Yeah,
and
that's
someone who's not in the crowd. I'm just you don't have to play to the crowd. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't find it as fun when you're just like interacting with the crowd, like for this kind of show, right?
Yeah. I don't think it fit this type of song.
No.
Either.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, I kind of am like kind of in between like you two. Like this is my middle song. I agree. I loved Kay's voice on this song. But then I also agree with Chikari that like I think Kwasa did a really good job with stage presence stuff. So like I'm kind of in between. They didn't practice together, and I think that affected their ability 100%. To have like chemistry and stage presence. Yeah. So like that definitely was a problem on why they didn't really interact. Like they interacted a ton through text and video, and they seemed to become really good friends. But yeah, they didn't have that like nice chemistry on stage while they were singing.
Maybe they should have sang it on webcam.
Yeah, exactly. No, that would have been for Instagram. They should. No, Minnie and Haejung should have done that for Instagram. But yeah, I think their voices sounded amazing together. And I think Kwasa played to the camera really, really well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Kay really stood out to me in terms of vocals.
And plus the blonde hair is like, I love it.
She does look really good.
New hair.
Yep. So yeah, that's it for vocal performance. I don't know what that was. Someone's riding a bike nearby.
That was me. I had a wrench in my hand.
Oh, okay.
And I dropped it.
It sounded like a bell on a bike, like riding by.
I fidget a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Cool.
You're good.
I do too.
I have a screwdriver and a wrench in my hand.
No, that's why. See, Chikari, you should do what I do. I usually have a bunch of like crappy commons that I'm just shuffling constantly in my hand.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just shuffle magic cards as a like nervous tick, but I make sure it's like crappy commons because they get destroyed if they're not sleeved.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you said condoms.
And I was like, no, I do not shuffle condoms. I shuffle common magic cards because they're worthless. I wanted
to make it clear to the audience that was what you in fact said.
Yes. I did not say that.
Okay.
If I had some laying around, I would use them. But no, magic cards. I shuffle magic cards. Because Chikari said he had a bunch of magic cards before we started. He has a bunch of magic cards on his table.
You have your magic cards. Chikari has a screwdriver. I have my cat.
Yeah, exactly. You're shuffling Shy Guy, other sides of the bed. Okay, let's get into the 6th puzzle performance.
The best part of the show.
So first they started talking. They were doing like practice stuff. Yua showed up and did not know the choreography at all, and made Leah Kim really angry.
Yua.
Well, Chanmi and Yeon killed it.
Doesn't her brother work for like her company?
Yeah, he's a choreographer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have videos together. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So she was probably like extra pissed off at her. She's like,
yeah. I feel like her brother actually works at 1 Million.
I think he does.
Don't quote me on that. I feel like such a terrible like fan right now for not knowing for sure.
Yeah, not knowing your member's brother's occupation.
But
come on, Sam.
Dances and stuff.
I mean,
like it's not a hidden thing, but
yeah,
I would just like to think that maybe it's because Yua was still healing from her ankle injury, so she didn't get to practice as much.
Yeah, that's possible.
They're lazy.
So then we get the mystery surprise. We get the answer to what happened to Bomb's Queendom quest.
This is the most screw all the produce, manipulation that's been going on. This is the real Mnet like trying to scam us thing. Like you're telling me Bomb really did this Queendom quest and won this thing?
That she saved for a later thing. Oh, 100%.
They had this plan because they probably went, well, Bomb's not going to dance.
Bomb's not going to dance.
So let's fake her whistling after eating a lemon.
Yep.
And oh wow, she won this. Like
she won this
They'll never know.
So basically, obviously Bomb wasn't gonna do both the vocal and the performance groups. So she needed a second half. And it ended up being Eunji from Brave Girls.
Terrible decision.
I like Brave Girls.
It was random.
It was random. It was very random. I mean, so apparently she featured on a bomb song, which made it a lot more sense. A lot more sense.
Imagine if she had gotten like Chungha or someone like that.
Yeah, oh, if she gotten Chungha, I would have freaked out, and Bomb would have been my favorite person.
If she had Chungha, but
yeah, oh, she would have got.
Minzy
yeah, exactly.
Is literally not doing shit right. Minzy's at home right now.
Yeah, so yeah. Why didn't?
Minzy. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Yeah, there were.
I'm guessing.
I like Brave Girls, really but yeah, I agree. This is a really bad choice because you just pick someone that nobody knows, and as we'll get to.
A solo to prove herself.
She didn't get the solo to prove herself. So basically, Bomb's completely screwed on votes here.
She did a great job looking at the camera, though.
And walking off.
She did.
Because she has wisdom. Wise.
Yes.
When I saw Bomb come on the stage, I was like, I know. Like, and she walked off the stage. I was like, wow, a queen that has knowledge. I love it.
So yeah, actually, the first time they even practiced together was rehearsal. And that showed.
Oh yeah, all together.
That very much showed. Because Moonbyul didn't know what the hell she was doing.
Did they kick her out of like that power dance or whatever?
Yeah.
Because they were like, hey, nah, you don't know. Leave.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It was really weird. But yeah, so the rehearsal was definitely a mess because they had all practiced individually, so they didn't actually have their positioning like correct and stuff. Mm-hmm. But okay, let's get into the actual performances because they're amazing. And like Jakari said, the highlight. So first, my bias, we have Yeon. Yeon did a song from the Sympathy for Lady Vengeance OST, and she did this awesome modern dance to it, and I think she killed it. She looked amazing. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a really cool choice because it's not something you see in idol shows very often. You don't see modern dance style stuff. You don't see people dancing to OSTs. But I'm biased here, so.
The only other person I've seen do like a modern N from Vix.
You cut out. Oh, N from Vix, yeah.
N from Vix is the only other person I've seen do like.
Jimin from BTS will do it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He did one with Taemin, right? Yeah. I think so, but yeah, hers was really good. It was really great, like all 10s from me.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the thing I liked about the performance was, we don't see contemporary dances from K-pop idols, so it was really cool to see that. My only issue is, so I watch a lot of dance performances, and like I have seen my fair share of contemporary dances, and this is very mediocre in comparison to that.
Even the flips.
Yeah, I mean, she has great lines in her arms, but it's definitely obvious she hasn't been doing this for a while. Like, her feet bother me a bit, but yeah, I mean, like I loved it. It's high on my ranking. I'll give my full ranking at the end of the 5 solos. Like, I really loved it, but if I'm comparing it to like what I have seen, it's fine.
If you're comparing it to like professional modern dance,
not even professionals, but yeah,
people have been doing it longer.
Because when at first she had said like, "Oh yeah, I studied modern dance," I was like, "Whoa." And then she said like in middle school, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
My expectations have now
were lowered. Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I thought she did great. Like, this was refreshing.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
And it was really like emotional as well. She's a really good performer.
Oh yeah, she did a great job performing it. Like, her face was great. Her arms were beautiful. Yeah. Her
flips. That was my favorite part.
I love the ending. The ending was so cool with the like mask type thing timed to the music. Next we have Soojin, who did how I described it. She did Senorita, and I described it as sexy tango couple dance striptease thing. So that is basically what she did. It's chair choreography, but it was not just couple dance. It was couple dance with another girl. Risque indeed. Yeah. So I don't know, it was just like super sexy senorita choreography is with some like tango-y stuff going on. Not much really, but
I mean, it was a lot. She did do
it was a lot. It was very what is the word?
You didn't like it, Nate?
No, I liked it. I mean, it was just it was overwhelming. I guess that was the word I'm thinking. Well, not like overwhelming, not in that like sense. No, not in that sense, but just like I don't know, it was just a lot going on because all these are really short was the problem. Yeah. Like you didn't have the time to actually like take in what was happening before it was over. If that makes sense. Yeah. That's what I mean by overwhelming. So it was just like and there was like a lot of things that like they really focused it on in a really short amount of time. Or like, oh, she's doing sexy chair choreography. Oh, there's a girl that showed up. Oh, she like ripped her jacket open.
Took off their shirt.
Yeah, it's like it just kept going like beat after beat after beat. It was just like too much to like. It was too much to take in. It was just that's what I meant by overwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it was great. I have no.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I think she's like the sexiest idol. Like, it's a difference between like idols that try to be sexy.
Yeah, and like, idols that just are sexy.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because she's so not.
She's
like
so
this.
shy and cute.
Yeah.
Like, it was it's so weird when she's stage presence.
I would say she is a lot like Hyuna like that, except Hyuna at least is outgoing and cute, whereas like Sujin is just shy.
Yeah.
She does not like she doesn't perform in front of like people. Like she only performs when it's like she like at the stage.
Yep. Which is exactly.
A very big like pet peeve to like instructors because they're like, no, you always have to practice it like you're gonna perform it.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that Leah Kim didn't just like bite her head off with that. She's just like, why are you doing that?
I'm pretty sure she did do it, but they probably edited for like drama.
Yeah. But for my thoughts on the performance, unlike Nate, I was underwhelmed with it because there was no dancing to me. Like,
yeah, I agree.
She was in a chair. She stuck her leg out at one point.
Yep.
And I'm just like, you're a main dancer. I want to see some dancing. Like she performed it. She performed it great, you know. But I wanted some dancing. I think she killed it. You know what she did do. She did it 10 out of 10. I just wanted more. I wanted more. You know, like.
Wow.
It was kind of like she probably learned this in like an hour, and
yeah.
You know.
I actually agree with you, Sam. Like that's like when I say overwhelmed, I wasn't overwhelmed by the performance. I was overwhelmed by like how the performance was shot and shown in the show. Like it was just a lot to take in. But yeah, it
like when I
as an actual performance, a dance performance, yeah, there really wasn't much going on.
Like when I first saw it, you know, like I was like, "Woo, yeah, Sujin! Oh, she's hot! Like this is great!" Yep. And then I'm like, "Wait, did she actually do something?"
Yeah, exactly. She like stuck out her butt and
me.
lifted her legs up and stuff.
She waved her butt, and I was just like, "This is phenomenal dancing."
Wow.
She was hypnotizing. It's a good.
I just wanted something different, I guess. Like I love sexy K-pop. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted. You
want more substance.
Yeah.
I will say this about sexy concepts. Those are my favorite concepts, but not because I'm like, oh my god, how sexy they are.
Yeah.
Because I think that performing, I like it. I'm a feminine. Hashtag, like all the way. So I love when like feminine energy is expressed through like performing. So that's why I like sexy. Yeah. But yeah, now that I think about it, she really didn't. She just did a lot.
She did a leg in the air, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. And she took off her shirt.
And they did it on the beat.
Yeah, it was on the beat, so it was dancing. Yep. Okay, let's move on. Next we have Chanmi. She did "Strip" by Little Mix, which was she basically did like a sexy, powerful choreography with a lot of table stuff going on. She like jumped off a table and do like a superhero action pose, like action movie pose. I was like, that's a little interesting. I don't know. It was fine. I kind of agree. This is kind of similar where like it was a lot of showmanship and not actually a lot of dancing. So like it was kind of the same as the last one where it was good and it was flashy, but it didn't have a lot of substance to it.
She danced way better on like the. Didn't she have like a solo dance?
She had, yes, during.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Mini skirt.
Yeah, during mini skirt, during the first performance.
Fantastic. This was not the best.
Bless you.
Bless you. But yeah, it was all right. Like I thought it was just good. It was a good performance. But it wasn't like spectacular or even. The only thing I do remember is her jumping off of the table and landing.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Cool. Yeah. It was like that, and there were like two dudes that were kind of like circling around her doing stuff. They lifted her up. That's right.
Yeah. With her, I think she kind of her biggest kind of hindrance with it was like she didn't really have a vision, I think, of what she wanted to do. So she did, like, to me, it was like what the classic K-pop dance like performance. Like you kind of see it like on the produce shows, like whenever a K-pop dancer like shows off their dancing, I feel like they do these performances where I'm like, I think they're just kind of walking around a lot powerfully, and then they like do like a head flip or something, and I'm like, I don't think this, like, I guess it's dancing, like, you know, but it's not much, right? And the whole table thing, there wasn't much to it. Like her performance didn't really get interesting until I think she came out with the other girls.
Yes.
And they danced together. And they're actually like dancing.
Yep.
And it was funny with the table thing when she jumped off. I remember when I first saw it, I kind of went like, oh, that didn't look too clean. And then they talked about it, how she was like, she kept messing it up.
Yeah.
I was like, well, at least she did it the best I think she could.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The issue was she was wearing those boots on like, like there's too much friction. So, and then like the lift the guys did, it looked like they were gonna fling her into like the roof. Like she just went sailing, and it was all the tricks to me were more distracting than like ooh, you know.
Yeah, it was flashy. It wasn't without substance.
Yeah. So this was it's a kind of like you guys said, it's fine, you know, like it wasn't bad by any means, but it's forgettable.
Yep.
Since you mentioned the boots.
Yep, I heard you singing it.
Officially, the boots was like top 5 best songs of like this year, to be honest.
Also, truly Daebak's best music video of the year, 2018.
Look, so smart. Wisdom.
Okay, let's move on to next. We have Yua, who did Smooth Criminal, and she killed it.
I mean,
there's not much else to say.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know Yua was like that good. I learned so much about
I need
her.
to share some more Yua clips in the Discord, because like there's another member of the Discord. She's like, "What? I didn't know Yua could be this hot." I'm like,
"What are you talking about? That's like her thing."
I'm like, I've been posting things, man. Like, y'all just gotta see it. Yua
I thought that she was just a visual. I didn't know that. And a real dancer.
Oh yeah, Yua.
Yeah, she's like their.
Yua is one of the best dancers in K-pop, but like,
100%.
Everyone's sleeping on her. It's fine.
Don't worry, I won't anymore. I won't.
I'll share a bunch of Yua dancing clips today.
Throw them in the YouTube comments so that people listening can watch.
Yeah.
Anything else other than she killed it? There's not much else to say.
I feel like because I've been giving my critiques of all the performances, I will also give my critique of this. Yes. I mean, I do think Yua killed it. Like, it was pretty incredible the first time I watched it. I was like, oh my God, she like she hits it all. My only thing with her performance is she's so fluid. I don't think she had enough of like the pop when she hits the moves. Like, it just kind of all flows together, and it's very pretty. Like, Yua is just very like hypnotizing, I think, when you watch her, because of how much she just kind of flows. But yeah, I think she just needed a little more oomph. But you know, covering Michael Jackson is not easy.
No.
Like, it's I think she did a great job for what she did. Yeah.
I want to see her and Tay-Man have like a.
Yes.
They're the only two people who have like his same like energy to me. Sometimes G-Man, like, and Hey Chan. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I forgot about Hey Chan from NCT. He's lit.
And then finally, out of the solo stuff, we have Moonbyul stage, and she did like a mashup song thing that was kind of all over the place.
Moonbyul. Best way to say this is that wasn't great.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Yep.
Weein is like the best dancer her mama.
But she was
still sick.
Yeah, I think she was still sick.
Could have gotten a Solar pole dance.
Yeah, pole dancing, sexy.
Solar was waiting to pop her ass. She's like, that's what I came here for.
That's all she does.
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
It.
Moonbyul was just all smirk to me in the whole performance.
Basically.
I don't remember any dancing she really did. She had the fans. And like it was stupid. And which was so upsetting because when they were practicing in like the dance studio, like just talking about songs to perform, she started like dancing to TVXQ.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and she was killing it.
I didn't know she could dance. Like she looked amazing.
Yep.
And then this performance, I'm like, where is that?
It was a mess.
Like you should have just done TVXQ. Also, her song choice, the song by her, no, did not like it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like that song either. Sorry, Moonbyul.
Well, but then I was right that it like started mashing up into other stuff, right? It was just like random.
To be honest,
was it all her song? Because it didn't sound like all her song.
I think it changed. She did like a hip hop thing.
Yeah, exactly. There was like hip hop stuff going on. It was just a mess. Just like that's what I think contributed to the performance being a mess. Like to me at least, like it was so, the music was so all over the place that the dance was all over the place too because of it. And like, it wasn't cohesive at all.
Yeah. Just not great.
Yep. So then, first before we have the actual group, Unji came out and she had like a little baton pass intro thing with Park Bomb.
Skip.
Like she like strutted down.
That was better than Moonbyul's performance.
No, I would say she killed her solo.
No, yeah, she has really good, like Brave Girls has really good stage presence, so like she killed it.
I thought she was amazing. Like I remember her walking on stage more than I remember some other parts.
Yeah. But then we get into the actual group performance of Power. I think for my overall, I think it was fine. I
don't like that song.
I mean, the song.
I'm not a Little Mix fan.
I honestly, this might be the first time I've ever heard a Little Mix song. I guess I heard one because Chanmi did a song by them too. But like, I've listening to this episode. They did a song in Korean.
Yeah, it was a song that it was like 13. It was like a song
I do remember that.
It was their own song, and they did a Korean version.
I do remember that. Now you mention it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The performance, like, I think they did great. I think it was still, like, what that happened with rehearsals was the same problem here. Like, it was still a little messy just because they didn't have time to, like, get it practiced and fully fleshed out, and then they never actually practiced together to get their positioning. Moonbyul's positioning the whole performance was like really weird. She was like behind them for half of it.
Oh yeah, because she like came in late.
Yeah, she comes in late. It starts out with 5 of them.
Smirks.
And she's like, and then she's just like standing behind them, like smiling. And then they split up to actually become like 6 people dancing. But then later on, she goes back behind the other 5 again. And I'm like, what is happening? Like these like positionings for this performance is really weird. And like the performance was fine. Like I think they did really well. Like most of them did fine, but like I don't know.
I definitely recommend watching the fan cams. So if you just watch one member on their own, they look phenomenal.
Yeah.
When you see them together, it's a mess.
Yep.
Like Yua's fan cam is phenomenal. Sujin's fan cam is phenomenal. I haven't gotten around to watching the other ones, but I mean, definitely caught my eye a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole time, every time she was on camera, I was just watching Yeon. But I mean, I'm biased.
Yeon had a lot of time, a lot of like front and center.
Well, yeah, she was the center awesome. For the start. I liked how they let Unji be the center for like the second part.
Yeah.
So that was nice that they gave her a little bit of a spotlight. But yeah, overall, it was okay.
It was, as far as like, how it's like set up to you have like these 6 main dancers, like it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you compare it to other times this has happened in K-pop.
Yep.
I mean, overall, most of the time they're kind of underwhelming because they don't get to practice together too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a nice
you
try.
changed my whole mind.
Yeah.
You changed my whole world about dance. I just look for like stage charisma and hands. That's why I love Sunny, because all she does is like hands. And I'm just like, wow, Sunny always does the choreography so good. And now I'm thinking, maybe that's not true.
No, it's definitely not. Maybe. You picked one of the like ones with the least stage presence, but she does stuff with her hands.
I just like hand movements.
Apparently.
Bomb.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you like Bomb so much. So what do you think of the performance, Chikari?
Keep going. Yeah, mind.
Of the overall performance, like
the power performance.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like outstanding. Like Sam was saying, I did expect a little bit more from it, and you can tell like their lack of practice. Even though it was like technically good, it wasn't. Just like Kwasa and Kay, because they didn't have the time to practice, it didn't come in the way that it could have. So
you gotta remember they're also practicing their group performances.
Yeah, they also have another round that they didn't show any of.
That's probably way more important to them.
Definitely.
The unit stuff. So even though this was 3 episodes worth.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird that this is 3 episodes worth, and like it's gonna be like such a little amount of like points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pretty much agree with you guys. Like you said, Sam, I think if you paid attention to each member individually, their self-practice showed and they did really well. But if you're watching it as a group, it was messy. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the performance unit. So I guess, do you guys want to rank them?
Yeah, let's rank. I like ranking things.
Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Yeah, Sam.
Okay, so Yua is obviously number 1. Number 2, I put Yeon. Number 3, I have to remember the performances now. I have it written down.
The other 2, the rest you have Soojin, Chanmi, and Moonbyul.
Yes, and that's the order I would probably put it in. Soojin, Chanmi, Moonbyul. Yes.
My order is the exact same, so. Although Yeon for me, Yeon and Yua were close. But that's bias factor in.
Yeah. It's what I actually did message my sister-in-law about this, because I wanted a non-biased opinion on this. And me and her, like, we love watching like dance. And so I was like, okay, I want your opinion on this stuff, because I'm clearly biased, and I want to know like what you think of these performances. And it was really interesting getting her take on it, because I'm like, okay, for the most part we agree. And the only part she had struggled with was she liked you as the most, but she was like, I can't tell if I'm biased because I'm used to that choreography, and it's exciting, like seeing Michael Jackson choreography. But she did say like that was the most enjoyable one.
It was great.
She hated Soojin's, which was so funny. I'm like, that's everyone else is like all about Soojin's, and I think that's maybe some bias. I mean, like I loved it too, even though I'm like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, what's your ranking?
If I rank them, I'm just gonna go with my soul. Yeon had the biggest impact on me, so she's number 1 in my opinion.
Now then you know her.
Yeah, I do.
She's not whoever you thought it was from Miyeon. Yeah.
I mean, this lady is talented. Whoever she is.
Yeon's great.
So Yeon, then Yua, because it was great, then Soojin, then Bomb, then Chanmi, then Moonbyul.
Bombs stand on stage
and walk off.
Oh yeah.
So
a little high five. That was great.
Yeah. So that'd be me. Yeah. Yeon had the biggest effect on me. It was the most different, in my opinion.
Yeah, starting off with that performance, I think was so smart because it made it seem like this was gonna be so cool. Like, oh man, like you don't see this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think I don't know if it would like hurt to have Moonbyul at the end or if it was like a smart decision, but it definitely killed my mood. I think I was like, "What the hell is this?" But
I think, yeah, I think for me with Yeon, like the reason she stands out to me is in Lovely, she's actually like a really good vocalist too. Like she's probably like their fourth best vocalist.
I've never watched Lovely's perform live, so now I gotta go and do that.
And I just love her voice. Her voice is so.
I watched their concert recently.
Her voice stands out.
I'm trying to get into them. And
yeah,
I like their concert. I enjoyed it.
They're good. Okay, so yeah, that's it for episodes 5 through 7 of Queendom, and episode 3 of QueendomCast. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
I'm really excited for the next round.
Me too.
I have no idea what songs are being performed, so I'm hyped to find out.
I'm so hyped. You'll find out in a few hours.
No, I won't. Well, I'm not going to watch it in a few hours, but I'll probably get leaked, or I'll probably get spoiled.
The YouTube videos will be out.
I know, but I try to just scroll past them and ignore them and not see what they say. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Except, Oh My Girl's not tomorrow, but oh well.
Is Bomb tomorrow?
I don't remember the order, but she probably might be. I don't know.
Probably might be.
There's Very 2 definitive. I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if they're tomorrow or not. But
okay.
It'll be exciting.
I assume one of those is Oh My Girl.
Yes. The other one's I-DLE. So those are my 2.
Ooh, interesting.
And they have a similar theme of what they're doing.
That's not a group I would have expected you to say. So
it's not a song you'd expect them to perform. So.
Does it have to be their song, or could it be like any song?
Bomb's not doing one of her songs, so.
Oh yeah, I guess you said Taeyong.
Yeah.
Are they doing I Will Catch Up With You?
Catch up? Catch up.
No. What's it? It's a G-Idol song.
No,
it's
that's
like,
no, that. You're.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, that's it for
Thank
episode 3.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I don't know if you're free, we could have you on again.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Just let me know. I had a lot of fun and I enjoy.
So yeah, the plan. More opinions. Yeah, it's nice having more opinions. The plan, if the show sticks to the format we expect it to stick to, will be episodes 8 and 9 will get episode 4 of QueendomCast, and then we'll do episode 5 of QueendomCast. They'll cover just the finale. So there'll be 2 more episodes. They should come out 2 weeks after this would be episode 4, and then a week after that would be episode 5. Assuming everything is how it all works how we expect it to work. Yeah. There might be random wrenches thrown into that plan, but just follow us on Twitter if you want to see updates, figure out what's going on. So yeah, thanks for listening.
Join the Discord, everybody.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this, check out our Discord. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter.
Since I'm on YouTube right now, can I do like
you cut out again.
Since I'm on YouTube right now, can I do like the YouTube? So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. The subscribe button is down here. Don't leave a note.
Click the notification bell.
Yeah, click the notification bell. Only leave good because I do fight. Yeah. Basically, that's it.
Thanks for joining us, Jakari. Thanks to Shy Guy for showing up on camera all the time.
He's still here.
Here goes Halo over here. Look at himself.
Perfect timing. Okay. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
Good night.